Hi! Welcome back to Girls Overheard. Here's what's going on in today's episode. And she'd obviously got food and all that, and somebody was like having beef. They were beefing together, right?
Do you know what we could talk about?
What?
And I want to put this to the public because it's one of those things that it is pure underlying anxiety for me, right?
This is honestly tragic.
I am so embarrassed.
Nobody shout at me, so yeah. It's funny when it's not happening to you.
Yeah.
Hello girls, welcome back.
Hello.
Hi guys.
How is everyone today?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Very good.
I'm a bit sniffly.
I know we're all a bit bunged. We were saying this in the car.
Is everyone getting hay fever? Have you
I
actually
think they are.
seen that this is a new theory that everyone is getting hay fever now?
Oh, why?
And apparently if you've got hay fever, it's because your body is super, what's the word? You've actually got a really, really good immune system and it's fighting everything.
Oh, Jesus.
But not hay fever.
It is. Your hay fever is fighting pollen.
Why are we
Not
fighting
well, though.
pollen? Why are we fighting it? I want to have more pollen. I want to feel more.
I know, you're like,
summery.
just be more chill.
I know.
Actually, should
Why are
not
we
be
fighting
so
everyone?
offended.
Why do we get it here but not get it abroad?
This is true. This is very true. Why do we get it here?
I have no idea.
I'm asking you because you are the new version of ChatGPT.
I know, I'm just working through my previous TikToks that I've seen to see if I have an answer for
Yeah, I'm
that.
certain that at this point she's actually got the integrated chip in their heads where she's just able to ask it in her mind.
I mean, I feel like we need to get sponsored by ChatGPT at some point. GPT.
Yep.
I will never get it right. It just, I can live my life through ChatGPT now.
through
Yeah, but
AI.
I feel like we have to actually question you whenever you come back with an answer. Like, did you know this or did you chat GPT?
Because the answers are so long. Usually I'll ask something and I'll just put it into the group chat and it'll be like 5 paragraphs.
Then
Very
she'll
clearly.
the next question or the next kind of like statement back is, can you please write this in the first person?
Yeah. But also, see, sometimes I'll get an answer from it and then I'll just write and condense this into a paragraph. And it's so good because then you can do everything on it. It's
You can.
honestly the best thing ever.
It's when it fires out big massive chunks though, and I instantly look at it and already feel overwhelmed and can't be arsed reading it. So I won't read it.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Voice, please.
Right, obviously over the last year or so I've lost a decent amount of weight, right?
Yeah, what are you at in fact? 3?
Just over 3, it's like 3.5 stone. I've actually not weighed myself in a wee while, right? But it's all about how I feel in my clothes.
Yep.
And to be honest, people keep asking me, how are you managing to keep the weight off, right?
Yeah.
First of all, it's a change of like thought process, right? But also I use Nutracheck. I've told you about this before. I've used it for literally now years. In fact, the first time I got it was because I had a PT and she'd said to me, this is the like female friendly almost way to log all your food. So it's an app you download and then you basically just put in your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything. And she actually said something to me. It was, if it goes in your mouth, it goes in your phone.
Yeah.
And it just stuck to me.
Do you know
right?
why? Because say if you're ever trying to lose weight, and I feel like my main thing is I will snack and not register that it's been like a snack.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? See if you're doing something else and you'll go like, oh, I'll just grab like something really quickly.
Yep.
And it's like a wee bit of extra fuel to get you through. But actually, then I realise I've done that like 6 times today.
And it's added up.
And then as soon as you start using a calorie counter and you put it all in, you're like, oh my God, I have had like 500 calories in party rings today.
Yeah, exactly. But
How
here's
good
the
are
thing.
party rings,
I mean,
though?
party
They're
rings
so
are
good.
delightful.
But you get like low calorie snacks and you're like, oh, I'll just have that. But then actually, if you're not counting them all up at the end of the day, like it really adds
And the
up.
thing is, for me, it's visual. You can see it. It's not written down. It takes 2 seconds. Your phone's always in your hand. So there's a barcode scanner. You tap the side and you literally scan your food.
Yeah.
It tells you, like, you can put in different amounts as well, which is really good. And then you just add it to like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever. And also this syncs to your Apple Watch or any of your like, say your health watches. So if you're doing steps and stuff, it takes in your exercise as
and
well.
gives you like a wee bit more calories.
The good thing is when you set up your profile, you basically say like, I am female, age 32, weight is this, height is this, my goal weight is this, and then it works out the calories for you.
Yeah.
And then it tells you, if you stick to this for the next X amount of weeks, you will hit your goal weight by whatever time.
Yeah.
It's
Which
so
is so
good.
good if you've got like a holiday or something like that coming up.
Yeah. And I know that obviously it's summertime and people are going to be looking to try and like, you know, watch their eating and all that kind of stuff. It's the perfect time to do it.
Or even like you, if you've just lost weight and you want to maintain it.
Yep.
Because that is the thing, like see if you've done a calorie deficit for so long, see getting into the habit of this is actually what I eat to maintain my weight.
Yeah.
That is the hard bit. It's
Your
working,
BMR.
Yeah.
But it works out for you, and it's so confusing usually, I think, if you try to do these things manually. So having that, the fact that it was recommended by a PT in the first place shows that it's like really worthwhile doing. And also on the app, it's got, you can actually log your meals. So for me, if I've made something, you can put in all the amounts of all the stuff that you've got, even if it's for 4 people, right? And then it'll work out how many calories, how much protein, how much like fibre, whatever is in each of those portions. And then you can save it. And then next time you go to add that dinner, as long as you've done the same portions, obviously, the same measurements, you can just go back and put in, and you can put your own photo on it.
That's
it's literally like a wee menu.
Yeah.
It's
because
brilliant.
that is the one thing you always feel like if you're calorie counting, if you're making something from scratch, you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So if you can save that, especially like I make the same dinners all the time.
Same.
Like literally all the
Favourites.
time.
And see if you actually lose like ideas for like breakfast and stuff like that, you can go on to the meals and it gives you loads of different ones that you can pick from. So they've actually got a whole recipe inspiration thing. I'm going to put this on screen so you can see it. And it also has your saved meals. So right now I've got like 7 dinners, 5 breakfasts, 4 lunches, because I don't have a lot of variety, right? I like the same things all the time. And then smoothie recipes that I've made as well. You can save it all in the app. It's so good.
That's so good.
But you can get Nutracheck just now. I actually used to buy this, or I'll still have it on my subscription monthly. But see, right now you can subscribe for the full year, and it's $27.99. So it's actually a massive saving.
So good. See, for how much apps, a lot of those apps can be really expensive. $27.99. That is actually a really good deal.
So the offer comes out on the 20th. But what we'll do, right, we'll make a wee reel and I'll put it on socials so you can see it. You guys should download it.
Yes.
Start logging your stuff, and then we can share it. And in fact, what to do is everyone who listens to this, who also downloads the app, just search Nutracheck on the App Store. Download it using our wee link, actually, because we'll put it in the description of this episode. And what we'll do is on the secret chat on Facebook, we'll make a wee Nutracheck thread.
Yes,
so that everyone
let's do
can
that.
share their diaries for the day.
Yep.
Keep accountable with each other.
That is it.
And then we could actually, over the next, like, why don't we do like a challenge, right? See, over like the next 4 to 6 weeks, something like that, we can get people starting today with us now, and let's see where we are in the next month.
Let's do a 4-week, because we've got our shows. Our shows are like 4 weeks away.
Right, that's a good challenge.
That's a good one to aim for.
4 weeks, because we need to be dressed up in 4 weeks.
We need to get any bridal gowns.
We do indeed. So make sure you go and get it, download it today, girls, because I want you to be on it. I am a Nutracheck like expert. If you need any questions answered, ask me. I'm the guru.
Okay.
I've been doing it for so long.
I feel like I've needed a wee new thing, like a wee novelty thing to like boost me
kickstart you.
healthy eating. Now that we've got a kitchen as well, I can actually make stuff.
Actually cook.
Now that I don't just have an air fryer as a kitchen, I'm going to start doing a wee health kick. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Nice one. Right, everyone download it and go and join us on the Facebook page so we can be accountable.
Keep each other motivated.
Yes. The Girls Fitness Club. What will we call it?
I'll get on ChatGPT. Give me a minute.
So anyway, summer holidays are on the horizon. I cannot believe we're winding down for like school stuff.
I have Marcus's graduation next week, and Marcus has been practicing songs. They're doing Fireball. And they've got a dance routine and everything.
This must be universal, because we had Tile Crew's Dynamite on in the car the other day, and Willis was like, yep, that's the Blue Group's graduation song.
Why are they raving?
Absolutely no idea.
Do you know what I imagine
Why is
it being
Pitbull
like?
at the...
Do you know what it reminds me of? Seeing X Factor when they used to get the all the acts to do a song at the start.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It was so like...
Loved it.
It was like a very 80s kind of weird pageant thing that they used to do.
Do you know what was very weird? Do you remember the brother-sister duo?
Same difference.
I'm sorry, I'm saying it now. It was fucking weird.
It was very creepy.
It's weird. What songs can you sing with your brother or your sister?
Although I have to say, do you know what's a weird brother-sister combo, given like what they sing about? In fact, did we speak about this the other day? Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas.
But they don't sing together.
They don't, but it's
he writes her songs.
Yeah, but she's singing about rude stuff and her brother's playing the piano. Like, have you heard her recent one?
No.
It's
I could eat this girl for lunch. Her brother's wrote it.
Like, that doesn't always mean like...
I feel like we know what it means. I feel like
we all know what it means. I could eat this girl for lunch. And your brother wrote it.
And her brothers wrote it for it. Like,
oh my God, Billy, how I'm laughing at this be right. I'm just thinking it'd be a really good lyric if you just said, I take this girl for lunch. What do you think? And then she says, yes. But
maybe they both know what the hidden meaning is and nobody acknowledges it.
Nah.
And they're just like, yeah, it's a very PG song. So
also, the way that's went from being like a performance in your living room to your mum and dad's.
Yeah.
To like the main stage.
Do you know they were homeschooled though? I find their life pure interesting. So they were homeschooled and they used to just stay at home and make music and like perform and do dances probably in their living room and sing and whatever. And now they're like stars.
Superstars.
So what, he's her songwriter?
Yeah, that's all of her songs.
I does his own songs as well.
You know what I've not done lately, by the way? I have not really been on TikTok.
I'm not even joking. I said this to my sister the other day. I feel like I've completely fallen out of love with it.
I've just not really been on it.
Yeah.
I feel like my algorithm's not really giving me stuff that I want. It's not making me laugh anymore.
Yeah.
So if my phone's listening, it's on airplane mode now. So if it gets funny, then it's even creepier. The fact that it's heard me even though we're offline.
It's heard you bash it.
It's heard me bash it. See, I just like to go on TikTok and scroll through it, and it's like funny Scottish videos. So particularly things like, that's near a bunk machine. That's a fence. Right? If anyone's seen that video, that's hilarious. I like all those funny nostalgia. Or do you know, one of my favourite ones is you think you're smart. You think you're fucking smart.
Smart.
Have you not heard this?
Ailey, that sounds like yours.
I was going to say, it's one of mine.
So I was telling Frat about the story about your pal and saying I came up here when I was schmal. Remember, like the trying to speak like an Ed.
Yeah.
But you were too posh to do so, right? And he was like, that reminds me so much of that video of the woman going absolutely mad at like I think it was like a football ground, and she's standing like at the seats basically, and she'd obviously got food and all that, and somebody was like having beef. They were beefing together, right? And she turned around and the guy was like arguing with her, but then somebody's recording it and she's trying to like hit him or something, and she's going, you think you're smart? You think you're fucking smart? Smart instead of smart.
Did you see the one where the woman, it was like somebody's mum, and he was like, why does she, wait till you find out who she's talking to? Did you see that?
I did.
And she's on the phone and she's going, it's so lovely, you've had a wee baby. They're just the best thing in the world. And she's talking for ages about this wee baby and saying like, they just bring you so much positivity. Anyway, I'll let you go. It's just 2 chicken fried rice. The whole time she's on the phone to the Chinese.
I love that.
I'm like, that's my mum. That is my mum. She could talk to anybody for hours. Did I tell you that she was on the phone to my Auntie Kathy, right?
I feel seen.
I swear to God, my mum is on the phone at 6. She's like, she phoned me at 9 o'clock or whatever. Didn't get to bed until 2. They just talk the whole time.
That's nice.
Hours.
They could actually do a podcast.
They could.
Yeah.
It would be like a full series, and it would just be one night. Filmed it all in one night.
Yeah.
How mental is that? I'm just not a phone person.
I get a bit bored on the phone.
So it's almost like I like FaceTime. I quite like FaceTime.
Yeah, I like
FaceTime.
Because at least you can see the person's face.
Yep.
Or voice notes, you can multitask while you're listening to voice notes. Phone is just boring. I don't like it.
And it's very tying. I hate having the phone on my actual face.
Yeah.
I'm a loudspeaker kind of person.
Yep.
While simultaneously scrolling online because I have got ADHD and I cannot do one thing on its own because it's boring.
I feel like nobody can these days though. Everything
no,
has to
you
be a multitask. Everyone just gets bored so quickly now.
It's very
because we're so
true.
used to just having all this information like flung at us.
Do you know what I've been doing quite a lot actually, and it's trying to detox that, right, is going for walks in silence.
Oh God, that's a hard one.
I can't cope with silence.
I'm talking walks with no headphones sometimes.
Why would you do
I maybe do it for halfway. Maybe if I go,
that's got a name. There's something, it's like
zoning out and doing normal stuff.
There's a name and it's meant to be like it's like earthing or something like that.
That's when you take your shoes off.
Is it?
Walking bare
But
feet.
that walking thing and like listening to the birds and like just not having anything, I'm sure that's the same concept. It's like you're supposed to just have silence.
Yeah, you are.
Be at one with nature.
You're supposed to have like there was a thing about social media like detoxing and stuff like that, and it's like not going on anything, not listening to music, not listening to podcasts, not watching the telly, and it's supposed to like help calm you down and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't be in the house without either having music on
Background
or
noise.
like the telly. Like see when I'm hanging out the washing, I like Coronation Street on in the background.
It's weird because of the setup of my house, we don't really have the TV on in the background. See, because my living room's so separate and we very rarely, like we purposefully go, let's go into the living room.
Let's retire.
It's weird actually, like see as a family, we don't just have the TV on in the background all the time. We have the Google speaker thing on all the time with music or whatever, right? But there's just generally not a telly on in the background.
This is an ongoing battle that I've got with Andy because our kitchen is like almost finished. If anyone remembers that kitchen that we started doing last August. Almost finished.
Way back.
And Andy's like, well, where's the TV going? And I'm like, there's no TV in here. TV's going to kill the vibe. We're not having a TV.
That is a pure husband and wife argument.
It actually is. Oh my God, that is like the kind of thing you'd have seen on My Wife and Kids. She won't let me have the TV and she won't let me have the set.
Yeah, but I wanted to do it. I've got a plan in my head. I can already see it, right? Of like the little corner that I'm doing with like a wee sofa. Yep. I'm doing like some nice paneling behind it, a nice wee light, whatever. I'm like, I've got about 10 pictures of it on my Pinterest, right? And Andy's like, can we not just put a TV in that wall?
But like, the back of the couch is there.
Exactly.
It makes no
above the couch.
Sense.
No. And he's like, what about that wall there? Let's put it there. I'm like,
there is no wall.
There is no. See the blank wall. He wants to put a TV on that.
On the left. No, you
Why?
can actually piss off. That's horrible.
I know. And every time there's like any little gap, he's like, we'll just put a TV in that wall. I'm like, stop it.
And he's just looking for jobs to do.
I know.
You can literally see your TV from the kitchen.
Yeah, you probably could, yeah. But not even that. I'm like, see if you're doing something in he's already got his way with fucking speakers on the ceiling, right?
Oh.
Andy's that person that wants to put a speaker in everything. Everything has to have Wi-Fi.
What I like though, I just feel like he really loves his job.
Maybe that's what it is.
He just wants to make sure that he's fully wired that place to best ability.
But you know what's a shame? He always says, like, see if he'll wire something, right? He'll be like, come down, look at that. Like, that's a really good job. He put in like a new main board for us, right? Oh. And he was like, that's me done that. And I was like, oh, good. He was like, do you know how much of a big deal that is? That's like a big thing. Like, I've just saved us a fortune doing that. Care. And then like my friend's husband Barry will come in and he's a joiner. So he'll build stuff. And then when he leaves, I'm like, oh, look at that. That's amazing. And he's like, the joiners get all the credit. The joiners always get the credit. Yeah, nobody appreciates the wiring.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Do you know what we could talk about?
What?
And I want to put this to the public because it's one of those things that it is pure underlying anxiety for me, right? Is having Workmen in. You know this already.
This is honestly tragic.
I am so embarrassed having Workmen in whatsoever, right? So we're getting the garden done just now and I don't even know what to call them because I feel like gardeners sounds really feminine.
Are they not landscapers?
Landscape gardeners.
Okay, but they're like big workies, big burly workies, right? And they're really, really intimidating. And I already feel awkward when there's people in. And I've said before how I hate the whole thing of, am I supposed to make you tea?
You are, but I mean, I'm with you.
Do people do that? I can't.
They're honestly so, you are not hosts whatsoever.
No, I just can't do it.
It's so welcoming.
It's so intimidating.
Just everyone listening now just know that they too are cold. And if you come into my house, I would give you a warm embrace, make you tea, sit you down, make you feel welcome.
I will if I eye
contact.
Walk out of Ash's house. She's like, hi, I've got homemade soup on. I'll just heat the bread up.
So anyway, I was trying to fight against my natural instinct, which is to completely ignore them and hide upstairs and just imagine that they're not there, right? Because I cannot do the tea thing. I just can't do it. So... And they were there all day and they're going to be there this whole week, right? So I was going to get stuff for the shop and I was going to make my lunch and I was like, I can't make my lunch because the cooker, everything is right in front of the patio doors and in front of the big window. I'm going to be making it in front of them, right?
No, it wasn't just that. It was the fact she voiced to me. And the thing is, right, what I wanted to have, they would smell the bacon. They would smell the bacon.
Rolling bacon. And I was like, I cannot cook rolling bacon in front of them. I'm basically on a stage and they are right below me.
Yeah. It's a pure cartoon smell. They look at their nostrils and they're like, she's making bacon. And she's asking us.
I feel like they're already staring at me all the time. Like I was embarrassed to go to the fridge because they could see me. And
I don't think they're judging you that much.
I just feel so embarrassed. Then I went to the Co-op, right? And I was like, I'm going to get bacon. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to just be brave. I'm going to get extra bacon and extra rolls and I'm going to just make them and I'll put them on a plate, stack them up, put them on a plate and then I'll just have to go out and say, if anybody wants a bacon roll, there you go. Right? That was my plan.
Didn't ask them to begin with.
Didn't ask them because, right, but see, just to give that a background, right? See, when the guy came out to quote, he made a wee, funny comment. I still don't know if he was sarcastic. I really don't know. Where he said, I like my bacon crispy, by the way. Right?
Oh, right. Okay.
Was he limmy? That's a pure limmy joke.
It's a plasterer joke. You just need to do it.
Is.
So anyway, got home, got all the stuff, and then just as I was about to start making it, one of them came to the door and was like, we're just going to head out and go get a sandwich. And in my head I'm thinking, are you...
In my head you're thinking, you call sandwiches the same as me? That's so weird.
I was like, oh, you're making a dig that I've not made you anything yet. But I went, oh, I was going to make you bacon rolls if you want. And he just kind of laughed and went, oh, you're going to lady of the house making his bacon sandwiches. Don't worry about it. And I was like, I'm so confused.
I I don't know what you want.
I don't know what you want. Like, I would led to believe that you would have lapped this up.
Ashley told me you would have liked it.
I'm so confused. And then, do you know, to make it worse, so I basically went back, I've got like 8 rolls sitting there and 2 packets of bacon, and I'm like,
she's getting a full pack
for the week.
I'm dying. And then today, he was like, he made another similar joke of like, oh, I like tomato sauce on my rolling sausage. And I'm
but
like,
you didn't want it yesterday.
Do you think they're wanting this for breakfast time? Do you think you're providing it too late?
That's what
I
it
just
is.
wish people would say these things and not make me try and guess.
Also, the way you went for second base instead of just going for the drinks first is weird.
I can't do the cup of tea thing.
Why? How many is there?
There's like 4 of them.
Oh,
right, 4 cups of tea is not difficult. User actual user.
But I am not.
Idiots.
I don't
I'm
want them.
sorry, it's the milk thing.
Yeah, and I don't want
Right, so
them
what
drinking
you
it in my
do-
mugs.
And
What
I
you
don't,
do-
I don't have sugar in my house.
But so, no, but they need to just be sweet enough, and you make that joke and you leave, right? That
I'll
needs to be
dip my
your
pinky in it.
Can we do a course? Can you actually do a
I'll
course
do a
for me?
course.
Because I have no idea what the
It will
etiquette is
take. It
here.
will take.
Ash
five-
is my mum, by the way. Like, literally my mum. Like, she makes the sandwiches up the night before.
Why do I feel like you do it, but you do it dressed as like a 1950s housewife with your wee penny on?
Definitely puts in a wee fridge roll.
You're sweet enough. That is you there. See that
I am
picture?
her. That was a self-portrait. That what's the etiquette? I would have to do the whole not get any sugar. There's your milk there. You can help yourself, and not get any sugar. These are all sweet enough. Ding.
Oh,
and then walk
I
away
could not.
and hope I get a discount for being sound.
If I did that, it would just be really awkward. And they'd be like, what did you say? And I'd go, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I was talking to myself. That's the most embarrassing thing ever. And also, life lesson, right? See if you're ever in a position where someone said something that is either cheeky, rude, a wee bit weird. The best power play you can ever do is, sorry, what did you say? Make them repeat it.
Yeah,
'Cause then
I've
they
seen
feel
that.
like a fanny.
Yeah.
Like there is literally no better position to be in.
Did you learn this off of TikTok?
I learned it off
I actually learned it. Did you? I learned it off my mum. I remember her always saying,
She
"Oh, no,
learned
it wasn't
it
my
off
mum.
of
It was my
TikTok.
dad. It was my dad." Which, by the way, talking about my mum, right? Funny, you're talking about like scenarios in your head and like the fact that you say it's an intimidating process having guys in your garden is so funny to me,
It
right?
is.
You would be a perfect. You as well. You think that too?
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God,
don't
so
feel
much.
comfortable with it.
It's the way they
don't know
speak to you.
do.
You guys are annoying, and you also could join in with my mum, who told me that the other day she went a walk with the dog, right? And she's a bit of a shite bag in terms of like going places where it's a bit more secluded, right? She's a main road walker.
Yeah.
See loads of people around you, talk to them all and get to know them all, because in her mind everybody else is basically a villain, right? Unless she
Right.
knows them, she's like, oh my God, why are they walking here? Because they're also walking their dog. That's
Yeah.
why. Or they might be getting their steps in. Anyway, she ended up, she went a walk and she cut through this back bit that she doesn't usually go down, but thought, I'll go today. And she had her headphones in and she said to me, she was telling me this fully serious, right? Bear in mind, I'm the worst person to tell this kind of story to, because I'm like a major eye roll. She said she was walking down this kind of derelict park and she'd had her headphones in and she tapped them because she's like, I need to have the spatial off so that I know what's around me. And
Yeah.
basically turned off the podcast, right? And she said, I just had this gut feeling that something was really like looming in the bushes or something like that. I was like, well, what the fuck? And she said, I just had a feeling. I just knew there was someone else there. And she went, and my suspicions were confirmed when I seen a guy walking.
No.
No, not the guy walking. A guy was walking. And I mean, it was 8 a.m. I mean, why is he walking at 8 a.m? The same fucking reason you are.
Yeah.
She went, so I just thought, sack this. I went, Molly, let us go. That's a dog. Let us go. She went, and we legged it. I went, you ran away? She's like, I ran. Do you know what he's wearing? He's wearing a hoodie.
No.
Wearing a hoodie with his
Yeah,
hood up. I
that's
was
it.
like, Mum, that does not mean that you're about to get attacked
No.
in plain sight. There is no way. I was like, what if he had the dog with him and the dog was off the lead and his hood was up because he was a bit tired?
What if he's walking to go get the bus?
What if he was walking to get his steps in?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he is about to commit murder.
And he's put his hood up because it's first thing in the morning.
yeah, and it's a bit cold.
Yeah, it's
and
Tired.
Tired.
Yeah, he's not fully woken up yet.
Listen, I'm here for the guys.
I feel
I'm
like
not
you need
up
to
for it
have
any
at
longer.
least-
Yous are villainising them when all they're doing is literally their work, Ailey.
Yeah.
And this man's just wanting to look after his mental health.
Oh, I'm not saying that the workies of that feel like villains. I just feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
because
that's-
I know that I get awkward.
I get so awkward with
and
them.
then I know that it then transfers onto them.
I think it's a weird dynamic because I feel like they are so much older than me always, and they speak to me like a child. No,
Yeah,
these ones are.
They probably aren't.
Yeah.
They probably aren't much older than you, by the way. I hate to tell you.
No,
A lot of them are probably.
No, you're really catching up. Really catching up.
And then I've got the kids watching out the window and making it even more awkward because like the guys keep looking over.
Yeah.
And Oliver's going, there's Mr. Bull. He's digging up the road.
The commentary.
And slagging them. I'm like, oh God.
Great.
Can't
I
wait
need
till
to
it's
know
over,
if
to be
anyone
honest.
listening has got a similar story of being in a position where nothing bad was happening and next minute they're running down the road.
Oh yeah.
My mum literally wee ran all the way home.
Yeah.
She's
with
going to
the
start
dog.
going out with like a flare gun or something like that soon.
I know.
A wee whistle.
She will. She'll let off a pistol into the air and be like, I'm here.
It's
No
the
one
way
was looking for you.
There's no dramatic point in that would have triggered running away.
No.
It's just, I saw a man.
And I ran.
Can you
So I
imagine?
ran.
Can you imagine he saw her running and thought something was wrong?
Yeah.
Why
are we running after her? And she's going, I knew all along he was going to chase me. Then he gets there, he's like, why were we running? What happened?
You're right, aye.
God forbid she sees a jogger. If she sees somebody out running, she's like, oh,
I'm running after me. He chased me to my home address.
And then he kept going. He looked really puffed out. He had headphones on.
She watches too many
that's a
dramas,
shame.
by the way. It's honestly unbelievable.
Do you know what that
I feel
is? That's Facebook stories.
I told her, by the way,
Like and share.
it literally
Scam
is.
alert.
Like
The
and
other-
share with your ring finger.
So then I thought it would actually be better to further imply that men are a wee bit scary and weird, because I was in London literally a week ago today and I was coming back. I did the same day travel thing, but I've never actually flown back from Stansted ever. From so I had to get a different train, right? So anyway, got the train.
By the way, you amaze me with this kind of shit.
What do you mean?
Doing that.
What, going on
I
the
need
train?
my handheld going to like Buchanan bus station.
That's a lie though. You could definitely do it.
No, I genuinely couldn't.
Public transport.
Genuinely couldn't.
You just Google everything though. Like we don't have to use our brains whatsoever.
Use ChatGPT would probably
I just
get
Google it.
Probably.
I literally just Google everything. So anyway, did a couple of wee tube stops, fine. Everyone's just doing their business. They're doing, not their business, but they're about their way. They're about their ways. They don't want to be looking at anyone else. Everyone's basically in their phones and in their own brains, not looking to talk. This guy came on the train, right? And he was talking for everyone else's benefit. First thing was the level of his voice.
Yeah.
Secondly, he was on loudspeaker, right? And he was
Oh, I
drunk.
hate that.
Was
And
he on
anyway-
the phone?
On the phone, right? But I was in a carriage and it was only me and one other person, and then he came on and I was going, oh, here we go. So I literally did the whole get my cap out of my bag and put it on and fully pull it down and kid on that I was like going to sleep because I just couldn't be bothered. I knew he was in eye line with me as well, like across the way. So anyway, he was on the phone and I was like, I just know he's going to end up saying something about me. I just had a feeling because he kept looking over, and then he was like, the guy said to him that he was on the phone with, are you on the train yourself? And he was like, yeah, I am, but there's this wee fit bird with a black hat on across from me. And I just completely rubbered it and pretended I never heard them. But I was also going, oh my God, I have half a face showing.
Were you doing that thing where you're trying not to smile, where you're like,
Yeah. I also got my phone out and I was recording in case any more compliments came. So I was like, oh my God, he's not so bad after all. Anyway, so he was like, this wee bird, whatever. And then he came off the phone. And then I sneezed, right? First mistake, because that gives you an in.
Oh.
If someone sneezes, what you saying?
oh yeah.
Bless you, right? And I said, thank you. Thank you. Anyway, accent right away. He was like, oh, where are you from? That was his in. That was his in. I was like, fuck. So he went, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I guess. And he went, Irish. I was like, no. Glasgow, yeah. And then eventually he was like, oh, you single? I went, no, I'm literally married. I'm going home to my kids and my satire life. Do not come near, do not cross. And I was telling my mum this story, and see when I told her, I was like, we were in Poundland at the time and I was looking through stuff. I went, right, and then he said blah blah blah, and see when I turned round, her jaw was like this. She was so alarmed. She went, I don't want to know anymore. Did you get home okay? I'm like, I'm standing next to you. Literally here. She's now lived the trauma of that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Stranger danger.
a stranger spoke to me. It's absolutely
In a
fine.
public place.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I was like, nothing's going to happen. He then got off the train and he said, bye-bye, Scotland. And then he left.
Your mum, what would
Scotland.
your mum have done in that situation?
Phone
She
the
would have-
police.
She would have, yeah, 101.
She'd have
Flare
phoned-
gun.
She actually would have been phoned the police and then probably shared it on the local community page and
Yeah.
said, just so you're aware,
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the way, her friend's dog got attacked, right, in a completely different area, an area that I don't even walk in, and she went for me, just so you're aware, by the way, there is actually an Alsatian puppy that attacked my friend's dog, and just so you're aware when you're out with the dogs, Mum, they live in a different town from me.
Yeah, but just in case you're ever walking in that street, about 20 minutes away.
She's so funny. Mum's getting us slagging in this, but she takes it well. She'll be gutting herself, because that is honestly, it's too funny.
I feel like
highly sensitive, but I do feel like you might start to go into that category.
No, I don't. I do think that like all the true crime stuff that you see makes you scared to live, and I actually can't watch any of that anymore because it makes you reconsider every single thing that you're doing.
Yeah, but then I can't remember how many people there are. Right, this is what I always try and say. How many people are there in Scotland, right? How many people are there in the UK? How many news stories do you actually hear on a weekly basis of really terrible things that happen?
Yeah, but there's loads.
Now think about that percentage. How slim that percentage is that you could be one of those.
Reported.
That's very true. There's loads that you just don't hear about.
The mums are reporting it on Facebook. They're working overtime.
I know, and that's why they're all terrified.
Are going at it. Maybe not.
We've got a response to it wasn't WhatsApp fails, it was Tinder fails after Sophie's episodes.
Which, by the way, I loved that episode so much. I thought she was great. Really, really liked her being on.
And if you guys have any ideas for other guests,
let us know.
Let us know. Man guests as well. I feel like we definitely need to get a guy in here and maybe do like some kind of Q&A.
Yes.
Say it's like a dating
Q&A, but in my head they are gagged and tied to a chair. Tell us the truth about what men really think.
See, even things like last week where we had the girl, I don't know if it was confession sessions or not, but the girl who her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend used to rank every time they had sex.
Yeah.
And he said it was normal. We need a guy guest that we can go, is this normal?
Yeah, but we know that's not normal.
We don't know.
We don't.
That is not normal.
We don't know that.
Because we wouldn't get told that. They would never admit to it.
Yeah, they would never admit to it. I think we really need an honest man.
Yeah. I just don't understand how if you're in a relationship with somebody, how you can rank the sex.
Yeah, it's weird.
Surely it's more frequent than like once a month where you can rank it in your top 10.
You saying it would very rarely make the top 10?
I think there might
be probably.
Yeah, it would have to be a significant event to make the top 10.
It might just be like most nights are just a Coronation Street type of sex.
Yeah.
And then there might be the weekends you go, that was a blockbuster movie, that's going in my list. So the other ones are disregarded because they were just maintenance. Whereas there'll be ones that'll be like, oof, that was a good one.
Performance.
Maintenance, stress relief, like those kind of ideas, yes.
Yep.
Right, so this one, I remember about 15 years ago, before I met my hubby, I done a bit of...
I did that word.
Did you see how much my whole body was like rejecting that word there? Hubby.
All of a sudden her soul leaves the body.
It really takes everything to read that. Husband. I done a bit of online dating before it was the norm. I'd been talking to this guy for a couple of weeks and we decided to meet for a date. I offered to pick him up and we'd go for a coffee and walk somewhere so people I know wouldn't ask me who he was. That's fair enough.
Oh, that's a bit
I hate that you're picking him up.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is like the old lady in me. I'm like, he should be taking your hand into his car.
Yeah. Although I see the point, because imagine you're on a first date and you bump into somebody you know and they're like, oh, how do you introduce them? Hi, this is blah, blah, blah that I've just met. That's true.
You know what you just do? You just don't stop walking. You keep walking and you go, hi.
Yeah.
Either that or you see a man walking and then you run.
And then you run. Online dating felt dirty. Meeting strangers on the internet, my granny would have died if she'd known. Anyway, picked him up feeling so excited to possibly meet the new man in my life. No word of a lie, he got in the car and smelled like he hadn't washed for a week.
Oh, and do you know what, guys? I'm not going to lie, right? I've told you before. I do like the smell if Fraser's went to the gym. See if I'm like, give me the armpit. I want to smell it.
But you would never have had that surely the first time you met him if you could smell his armpit.
Obviously not, right? But what I'm going to say to you, see the fact you found that so unbelievably repulsive. That is your inner like animal instinct going,
nah,
he's rank.
Yep.
Honestly. Because see, I don't think BO is nice, right? I'm not saying that. But
but there's a difference between BO and
musk.
then musk.
And sweat. Yeah, because it only becomes BO if it's sweat.
Is it BO? Because reading that it sounds like...
How rank is that disgusting?
What? You like
is that weird? Is that a weirdo thing?
Let's put it to the public.
Maybe Frat has nice BO.
He doesn't have it, but there's a scent.
I must have driven 100 metres down the road, stopped the car, and told him I don't think this is going to work and asked him to leave.
Oh, good girl, well done.
Oh my God, it felt awful, but I had to drive back home with the windows down to get rid of the smell of him.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You would never, ever, ever get that out your head.
It smells
She
burny.
said it wasn't even just body odour. It was like his clothes had sat in the washing machine wet for weeks. Oh my God, that I know exactly the smell.
Damp clothes smell
That is
just
awful. How could he not be aware of it though? I remember once seeing a guy when I was much younger, right? And I went round to his flat for the first time and it smelled like damp clothes.
Ew.
Instant ick. That is
It's like
the worst.
lofty smell.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not for that.
The smell of damp clothes, and I totally get it. You wouldn't even be able to put up with that. There is no situation where that's okay.
Never.
Ever. So you did the right
I'd
thing.
also just be so glad that you actually have your full senses, because imagine you're somebody who had no sense of smell. And you maybe like surface level he looked fine, but you just never knew. Talking about smells, by the way, I told you this yesterday. Do you know that Ella got birthday money and bought a Sol de Janeiro deodorant? How much?
You told us.
24 quid. £24. How crazy is that? It was her gift card. I was like, "You really want to do this?" And she went, "I just really want to have the full set." I'm like, "You literally have your fussy one. You use it all the time." And she's like, "I know, but I just want to have this one on special occasions."
Oh, I can see it. I can see her logic. If she's got the whole range and she just wants one more thing to complete it.
complete.
But wow.
Yeah, the full gift.
Oh my God, I'm like a £1 Dove deodorant.
Oh, I love a wee palm olive spray.
Palm olive.
Are you a spray gal?
Oh yeah, I love a spray.
Are you a spray?
Just because I'm
No.
too impatient for a roll on, it takes ages to dry.
I'm a natural girl.
Nah, I love a
Do
spray.
you just not wear it?
Oh, no, as in like I like the natural stick ones.
All right, yeah, I like a stick.
Nah, not for me. Not for me.
It's not for me. Fucking not for me.
By the way, very quickly, right? Because I don't think any of us are going to get into Love Island this year, are we?
No, I actually am because
really?
yeah,
No,
because
you're such a pervert. They're like 4.
No, honestly, I need to, because I actually never watched the first week, which is always a bit boring anyway,
yeah.
right? But my friend started watching it last night and she's like, "Here, you'll like this. It's actually really good."
I've seen it
Apparently it's a
start
bit
kicking off.
mental. The girl is at Harriet, she's a bit of a loose cannon, and then Joey Essex is on it, so he's
Why
also...
is Joey Essex
But why
in it?
not?
Fuck
Right,
me,
what
man.
is he meant to do then? What is he meant to do?
Exactly.
What is he meant to do? So Joey Essex basically falls out of relevance. He was the big Towie star. He did all that kind of stuff. He's got like maybe multiple businesses, I'm assuming, right off the back of that. To stay relevant, what is he meant to do?
But he's not going in there for love at all.
He's going in there to get back in the public eye, which is
going
the
in there to
reason
be
why he
Joey
needs to.
Essex.
Exactly, and I think it's
see the
necessary.
clips that I've seen of him, he is getting pissed off with him because they keep talking about Towie. So I seen one where they were referencing like we quotes out of Towie, and he's getting pissed off, and it's almost like you're too old for them, and then their banter is now irritating.
What do you mean? So like, as in like he's too old for them.
Yeah,
he's too mature for them.
He's too mature
Joey
for them.
is bloody
Well, he's
hell.
so different.
He must be older than us.
He's actually
No, he's
the
not
same
older
age
than
as
us.
me.
He's the same
34, 33,
Much older
34.
than us. Then
Very nice.
I'm 35 this month.
Can you believe that?
In my head, I'm still going to be 34. I cannot believe I'm not.
No, in my head, I'm still. I've never went beyond 28.
Yeah.
27 is my go-to age. Like that's what naturally comes off my. Like if I was to say I'm 27, I always go to say I'm 27.
But I just don't
stuck in
feel
the
that
past.
age. And I like, my mum had me when she was 36 and she was like one of the old mums. But then I look at you and I'm like, you're basically there. You're not
You
old.
must be one of the youngest mums in Jack's year group, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of the youngest mums, believe it or not. I think there's only one younger than me in Ella's class.
The range is massive. Like
Yeah.
at school, like it's weird to think that a lot of the parents there hadn't had kids by the time they were our age, hadn't even thought about it. There's actually some in my school that probably hadn't even for like another 5 years have still been child free before they had any.
That's
Child
mad, isn't it?
free.
It's a whole different life.
It is a whole different life.
Right, this is an embarrassing story. Okay, embarrassing story, but not sure who it's more embarrassing for, me or my husband. Just glad you never said hubby. So we managed to get a child-free night out for my birthday and decided to head to our favourite Indian restaurant for dinner and then out for a few drinks after. We had a lovely night, lots of good food and a few drinks. So obviously when we went home to get down to business,
Let's get
I kept catching my husband out the corner of my eye and he kind of didn't look like himself, but I just put it down to him being a bit tired and having had some drinks. Okay, well, I was wrong. And before I knew it, the smell hit me. And yes, you guessed it. Oh my God. This is in the middle of the moment.
No.
My husband had explosive diarrhea whilst being inside and on top of me.
That would be it for me forevermore.
Divorce me now.
What's the reason for your divorce? Well, let me tell you.
Bodily fluids.
Wow.
So our night ended in bed having, oh my God, our night ended in the bed having to be completely stripped, fumigated and full body scrubs. I have never felt more violated, and my poor husband was feeling very sorry for himself.
I just don't understand people. People don't respond to their signals, right? Because this happens too much. Your body tells you if you need the toilet.
See, the whole thing is as well, see, after an Indian, it's fucking game
There's
over.
no way that he had there's just no way that he had no notice about it unless there's something not quite right.
But maybe it was the motion in the ocean that made it all happen.
It might have almost been that hip thruster that just pumped it back.
But that should never feel like pending diarrhea. It just doesn't make sense.
Pending diarrhea.
How did he not know? That would kill it for me. I don't think I could ever go back, genuinely.
What, as in you're divorcing?
Imagine
I don't think
you sitting there in the bed like that wee meme, that wee animal that's like...
It would be very hard to forget that. Very, very hard.
As in it's game over?
I would say so, yeah.
What, that would be a divorce for you?
Absolutely. If somebody shat the bed... Come on, let's get some standards here. I couldn't. Doesn't matter.
I'm going to tell Andy that you said that.
Please do it as a warning. As a warning. Andy, if you're listening, please don't ever shit yourself in the bed.
Particularly on me and in me.
Ailey Steph was one of those girls who says, take a shit in my chest.
What? But no, stop right now.
No,
that's
horrendous.
absolutely disgusting.
I'm traumatised by that.
Me too. I am as well.
I think it's quite
With
funny.
that, will we head over to confession sessions?
You think it's quite funny?
Nobody shat on me, so yeah.
It's funny when it's not happening to you.
Yeah.
Right, for next week, homework, guys, we want some rap bastard stories. There may be some in
do.
confession sessions, so we're moving over there. But if you have got anything to add, get it on the hotline. It's 07428 957 885. And thank you so much to Nutracheck for sponsoring this video today. Remember, you can go and get your yearly membership on the sale in 2 days. We'll fire it on our socials so you can go and grab it for $27.99.
Whoop. See you next time.
Bye.